everyone, in this interview we talk with an assistant volleyball coach at Texas A&M. We discuss how he became a volleyball coach and ways to network and grow relationships. We found 7 main takeaways on networking, so watch out for those and see if you can find any more. Here's the interview, and thanks for watching. How did you get to become a volleyball coach?
I actually started right out of college. I actually went to Cal State Fullerton to get my master's in strength and conditioning. My college coach called me up one day and he's like, hey, I need an assistant coach. I really had no plan of going into coaching volleyball. I wanted to do strength and conditioning. That was my passion at the time. And then out of the blue, coach called me up and was like, hey, I need an assistant coach. And I was like, great. So most coaches go, high school level, club level, and then on to college. For me, I kind of skipped A and B and just went to C. And so that was definitely a learning experience for me. But I had a great time at California Baptist University, and it was a great start.
So can you kind of take me through going from California to Baylor to now here at A&M?
Yeah, so I started coaching at California Baptist University where I played. And then I went to Concordia University. That's where I met Dan Fisher. And he needed a coach that can coach women and start a men's program. So I had coached men and women at California Baptist. So he hired me. I went to Concordia, was an assistant for 2 years with him, started the men's program there, had a great year. We won the national championship the first year, so it was a good run. And then my coach at Cal Baptist took the Baylor job, and that's how I got to Baylor. So he contacted me and, hey, I need an assistant coach, and took the family and moved them to Baylor, moved them to Waco. And then I reached out to the Corpus Christi coach, which was the former A&M coach, assistant, and he was the one that told me about this opening, and then spoke with Lori and John. Thought I was going to stay at Baylor, had a great conversation with them, met the girls here on campus, saw the beautiful campus, saw Kyle Field. It was a tremendous sight. What sold me was the relationships that the girls had, and they told me how they keep each other accountable in the gym, and they weren't afraid to stop practice on their own. And that to me was important. So that's what sold me, was the girls, for sure. Lori and John could sell cars to anybody, but for me it was the team. That's what I really liked the most. So family and I love it here at A&M, and it's been a great place.
What do you enjoy most about your work?
For me, I enjoy the relationships. Just these girls are at a pivotal point in their lives. They're picking a major that's going to affect the rest of their lives. They're picking a boyfriend or whatever. I'm here to help them. And kids don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And for me, I value the relationships with them. And if I'm just worried about wins and losses, I'm missing the big picture. I'm going to ask them, like, how was your day? What can I do to help you today? What can we do better in the gym? I want them to feel like they're involved in the process. So it's not just a top-down model, but hopefully I'm leading from the middle.
Yeah, I like that. When getting ready for a season, what are some of the first things that you do?
First things first is, one, we got to knock out a schedule. So we got to plan for tournaments and stuff. Secondly, we need to make sure that they're physically fit. And so we'll come second session of summer with our strength coach, and they'll work out 4 days a week. They have open gyms where it's a practice by themselves, so we can't be there per NCAA rules. And so hopefully they're busting their butt on their own. And so they're getting ready physically. We'll give them books to read, like a book club over the summer. Hey, here's some ideas we want you to read, think about before the year starts. And then double days start in August. And then we're we have 2 weeks of them, and then we start playing. So, yeah.
Do you do anything special after the season to recognize anybody that's involved?
Yeah, this is my first year with the program, but we are doing a banquet in a couple weeks. And so we have some awards like Team MVP, Most Improved, Inspirational Award. I think those are great because, it gives that person some value. We're starting off an award called the Caitlin Lampart Award, which is for a girl that just busted her butt every day. And if you've seen the movie Rudy, that's exactly her. She'll run through a wall for you. She didn't play as much as she wanted to, but she worked hard every single day. And those are the kind of kids that we want in our gym. And so we're going to start an award and name it after her. And so she has no idea about that. So it should be pretty cool for her. So
Definitely.
just one way we can recognize our girls.
How would you suggest someone getting started in your line of work?
One, you want to make sure you have a lot of connections. So with that, coaching club, you meet people at tournaments, coaching camps, lots of college camps. It's okay to email a coach, hey, I want to get involved with coaching, here's my background. Conventions, coaching conventions are a great way to get involved. And then simply pick up the phone also is another way to get a hold of coaches. Just like you reached out to me, shoot me an email. It's okay to shoot coaches emails. We're not better than anybody else. We're just normal people. And hopefully we can give back, as much as someone gave back to us.
If you had to start over again, is there anything that you would do differently?
I think early on in my career, I was really quiet in the coaching just because I was still learning the position and I didn't want to step over the head coach's toes by any means. But now, this is my 10th collegiate season. There's a little bit more freedom that I have, and the current coaches, Lori and John Corbelli, are awesome people, and they give me tons of freedom. And so I think just having more confidence in my abilities. Hey, I do know the game at a high level, and it's okay to speak up every once in a while. I think that would have helped me a lot more. But yeah.
Is there anything that you feel you should absolutely never do as a coach?
I think you never want to bruise the dignity of the player. And what I mean by that is, yeah, there's some times where you have to discipline a kid, but you never want to bruise their dignity. And so, hey, they were late to practice one day. Okay, just go run. It's not the end of the world. I'm not here to, single you out by any means. You made a poor decision. And so it is what it is. It affected the team. Okay, so what? We're going to move on from that. And so I never want to bruise that dignity of that kid. So,
Who are the types of people you need to build relationships with in order to be successful?
I think some people that are very much like-minded, like you are. I think you need to have mentors, people that you respect and that you look up to. For me, I have some mentors that have been successful in volleyball, and that are not only great coaches but are great people, and they get it. They understand that coaching is about relationships and it's about teaching, and so they've done a successful job of that, and because of that, they've been very successful in volleyball. You have kids in their gym that are going to run through walls for them because they care about their players, which is so important. So, yeah, I have some mentors that have done an awesome job of that.
What types of relationships do you have with those people?
Personal. I can call them at any time. I can shoot them a text. They're great at getting back to me. A couple of them I worked with before at previous coaching jobs. And so they understand me. I understand them, how they work. So I can just shoot them a call, shoot them an email. We'll have dinner. We'll go recruiting sometimes, and we'll meet up for dinner. Our families hang out. So yeah, it's been
Nice. How do you go about cultivating those relationships?
I think it's one. It's got to be trust, and I trust those people, and therefore they trust me. And by no means did they not give me the trust. I had to earn their trust and respect. And so I had to work some of their camps just to see how I deal with people, and they see how I deal as a coach. So I've earned their respect that way. Also, I've helped with recruiting. I've asked them questions about recruiting. They've asked me questions. Hey, is this kid any good? So there's some trust there. And then just over the years, volleyball is such a small community. Everyone knows everyone, and so it's a small family, tight-knit family that you're a part of, and so it's a great profession to be a part of.
Is there anyone in particular in your network that you really look up to and that kind of makes your life easier as a coach?
Well, I think Lori and John, right off the bat, I told you earlier, they're just great people. They give me tons of freedom. They're just really down-to-earth people, and they value people. Yeah, we want kids with great talent, but we want kids with great character, and that are going to be part of something special, and that are going to be great teammates. And so, of their 24 years they've been here, they've created a tremendous culture, not only winning, but winning off the court as well. And the kids that they bring in, and the kids that we have in the gym now, they love Lori and John, and so it's been great for me just to learn under them. And then a guy by the name of Dan Fisher, who's at Pittsburgh, tremendous coach, tremendous guy, tremendous father. He's been a mentor of mine for a number of years, so I respect him a ton, and just the way they conduct life, and they make it happen every day, and they don't wait around for something to happen. They go and make it happen, and so that's what we want our girls to do. And they can come in here for 2 hours and we can yell at them and have them go hard, but what are you doing between that practice and the next practice? And that's where true character is revealed, and that's where champions are made.
Is there anything about Dan Fisher that kind of really stood out to you, like why you brought him up for this particular question?
Yeah, he just the way that he relates to his players. He is not afraid to get on anyone, the best player to the not so great player, and just his gym culture that he has. Everyone goes hard for him, and he talks about having trust and effort in his gym, and that's huge for me. And that's something that hopefully I can install in these players. Is we're going to go hard every single day, and you're going to have a great attitude, and you're going to be a great teammate. And so that's the first thing that came to my mind, when I thought about him. And he'll go hard, he'll be on you all the time in practice, but he's also, he'll also put his arm around your shoulder after practice and say, hey, sorry if I went a little overboard today. I'm just doing this because I respect you, and I see so much more potential in you. And John and Lori do that as well.
Who do you go to for help when you need it?
Well, for me, and my faith is very important. Jesus Christ is my best friend, so I'll go to him a lot. My wife is very supportive of me. She and I talk every day, and we're just great at bouncing ideas, off each other, and regardless if we want to hear it or not, we have to because we're married. But she's been a rock for me. But I think those two are very important to me for sure.
So say I were an aspiring coach. Is there anyone in particular that I would need to reach out to and form a relationship with to kind of get my foot in the door?
I don't know per se. It depends on what you want to do. So if you want to get into college coaching, there's some college coaches. If you want to get into club coaching, there's some good volleyball clubs locally that you can get involved with. So it's kind of up to you. So you just got to do some homework on your end and decide, what kind of coaching do I want to get into, and then you just got to reach out and give them a call, shoot them an email. Like I said before, we're all human. Where no one's above each other, and people are willing to help. You'd be surprised when people are actually willing to help each other, and so it's just you taking the reins yourself and just reaching out on your own. So,
how willing are coaches to share with other coaches and kind of help each other out? Like, not maybe necessarily at A&M, but kind of in general.
Yeah, I just had a coach from a Big 12 school reach out to me and ask about what are we doing in games that they need to be doing. And so I was able to share some information with, hey, here's what I'm looking for when I'm on the bench. And they had not heard that before. So, we are not afraid to share information, general information like that. And we can't talk about specific teams or how to beat so-and-so, but just we're trying to help each other here. And coaching is just taking what you like, taking what you don't like, and then you just make it your own. So everyone's stealing from everyone. So it's just coaching. These aren't my ideas. It's just brought down from other coaches and gyms that I've been a part of that I really liked. And so I've taken some from here, I've taken some from there, and just kind of make it your own. So.
Do you have a mentor? And if so, what role do they play for you?
Yeah, so again, probably Dan Fisher comes to mind. He's not afraid to be honest with me. And he's very black and white. I think sometimes when there's people that get in the gray and that they don't tell you what you need to hear, but they tell you what you want to hear, I think that becomes a problem. He's not afraid to tell me the truth. Hey, I think that's a terrible idea. And okay. Because I respect him, because we've been in the trenches together. We've been to many battles on the court. But yeah, him, Lauren and John, again, are my mentors. A guy by the name of Marv Dunphy, who was at Pepperdine. He's been an Olympic coach. He's been there for 30 years plus. Again, just a tremendous guy that understands people and values people. And I'll give him a call every once in a while. Hey, Marv, how you doing? And what makes people like that is great is that they're able to pick up the phone, they'll stop what they're doing, and they'll answer all your questions. And some people don't want to do that, but he's one of those that actually you value. And I appreciate his friendship. And I've worked his camps and been a part of his camp as a player, and it's just been really good.
What do you think about your network today?
In terms of?
Just kind of versus like 5 years ago. Has it changed? Has it improved?
Yeah. Well, it's definitely grown tremendously. I started coaching what's called the NAIA, and then I moved on to Division II, and then now I'm in Division I. And so that's kind of like, as a coach, that's like the top. And so for me, I've always been a competitor, and I've always just wanted to get to the top. And so now that I'm here, now I want to hang a national championship banner. And so that's kind of the goal. That's why I'm here. And so my network has grown a lot just because of, one, the SEC network and just being on TV. People text me all the time like, hey, I saw you on the TV. And then just the coaching conventions. It's a great way to network and meet other people for sure. And playing other conferences, Wisconsin, Texas, all those schools, it makes it great for us. And again, just trying to network with other coaches. That's been really positive.
Awesome. Well, that's all I have. So I hope you enjoyed and learned something from the video. If you liked it, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have a suggestion, leave a comment. And if you're interested in growing and maintaining relationships, check us out at ryzeapp.co. See you next time.